My name is Ben Adams and I'm a farmer and consultant from Oxfordshire. I've just completed a snapshot study which was titled Nutrition in the Absence of Fungicides and was kindly sponsored by the Farmers Club Charitable Trust. The study looked at when using different levels of fungicide applications, nutrition could prevent or lessen the effects that disease may have on a crop of winter wheat. The winter wheat crop used was a 5-way variety blend of milling wheats, including Skyfall, Illustrious, Crusoe, Cordial and Extase. The experiment was carried out as tramline trials as to be able to switch off the sprayer when required. There were 4 different nutrient applications throughout the growing season which were based on various leaf tests. We can see that the control has the highest yield at 8.9 tonnes a hectare and has the greater gross margin of the different plots. Plot 4 follows in second with 8.6 tonnes a hectare, but a difference in gross margin of only minus £20 a hectare compared to the control. From plots 1 to 3, the data shows clearly that as less fungicides were used, yields decreased as well as gross margins decreased. The largest decrease was that of plot 3, which had no fungicides and yielded 1.4 tonnes a hectare less than the control. From these plots it showed that the T1 fungicide application increased yields by 0.2 tonnes a hectare, the T2 fungicide application by 0.6, as well as the T3 application by 0.6. In plot 1 it was expected that the T2 application would have a large yield increase as it was an expensive fungicide, but the T3 fungicide application had the same yield response while being much cheaper, around a quarter of the price. Plot 2 showed that the use of a T1 fungicide gave the least benefit, and plot 3, which was the no fungicide plot, yielded the worst and had the worst gross margin, perhaps unsurprisingly. In our current farming system and knowledge, we would probably struggle to reduce fungicides without having an effect on yield, but this does not mean that there are other cultural controls and alternate methods that can be adopted in order to at least reduce or somewhat mitigate this effect, such as nutrition. Also from this trial I found I needed to improve my knowledge on nutrients, fertilisers and plant health, so we'll also be completing my basis facts course, which has kindly been sponsored again by the Farmers Club Charitable Trust. I would definitely recommend anyone to apply for the snapshot study in the future, as I definitely wouldn't have done this experiment without their help. And I learned a huge amount, and the Farmers Club Charitable Trust were extremely useful and very generous during the entire process.